Hi my little Shardies, welcome and welcome back. This is Christina with Shhh Art Online. Today I'm going to be doing a quick color along in the book Circle of Life. It is probably going to be a multi-part video. I really like this book and I want to go ahead and color in it right away. So I think the image I want to color today is going to be this one right here. And there's a full flip through of this book already on my channel. I'll go ahead and put a link to the video right here and in the description box below. And I think today we're going to work on this part of the image, the wheel. So I'm going to start with some 946 dark brown. And I'm going to start on the outside of the image and where I think there would be a lot of shadows. And I'm probably going to go over this color too, probably with some sepia. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this color on the outsides. I'm going to keep my lightest colors toward the middle there. And I probably will speed up in between each of the colors and each of the layers. That way this video doesn't take a really long time. Trying to keep it short for you guys today. I really like this book. It's kind of like half mandala and then half regular images. And when I first saw the image, I got a little intimidated, so I'm just going to take it piece by piece and work my way through. And I'm not using a super heavy hand here. I'm just lightly putting a layer down. Alright, so now I'm going to use some 941 light umber. And I'm just going to go right into that previous color and pull it in some. And I'm going to leave a little section there because I think I'm going to try to put some cream in there. We'll see how that looks. Alright. Now I'm going to use some 914 cream. I'm just going to put that really lightly in the very middle there. I'm going to use that as the base layer. Come in here now with some sepia. And where I think the deepest, darkest shadows are, I'm going to go ahead and add that so it looks like the oars would cast shadows down onto that. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to blend in that really dark line there so it's not so dark, but I don't know how well it's going to work. So I'm trying to do a darker color right up to it and then work my way in so it disguises it a little bit. I'm going to go back in again with my dark brown. I'm going to come in again with my light umber. And my cream. Alright, so now I'm going to come in with my dark brown and I'm going to start doing these supports in the background here. And I think they're going to be really dark on the outside, so I might even come in again with some of that sepia, But right now I'm just coloring the dark brown over the darkest part of the lines there. I'm going to come in with my light umber and I'm going to be coloring in this section in the middle. I'm not putting a lot of pressure down. I'm just trying to get color down on paper. I know it shows that it's really light in that spot, but I don't think you need to put like a really light color back there. I think that there's going to be more shadow in that area because it's in the back. So the light would be forward. All right, now I'm going to come in with some sepia, and I'm just going to darken up the edges here where there would be like a lot of shadows. Now down this way, I really think it's going to be kind of dark in that area going down. So I'm just going to do just a little bit up here toward the top because I think this would be kind of blocking. So it would be creating a little bit of a shadow there, and I'm going to do just a little bit on the bottom there. So hopefully it keeps that look of going down into the picture. Now I'm going to come back in again with my dark brown, and I'm going to go right into that sepia color and pull it down. I am using a heavier hand than I did with my first layer. Just trying to bring all this together a little bit. And as you guys might have guessed, light umber. And again, I'm using a much heavier hand. And I'm going to go a little lighter in this area here. So just kind of a second layer, but not burnishing and down in on that. All right, I think I'm going to continue with my light umber here, and I'm going to put it on the inside of this wheel. I may darken this up a little bit, so I'm just going to go through the entire wheel. I try to color along with wherever the direction of the lines are going, but it's really hard for me to hold my hand in that direction. So I'm just going to go like this. The only way I would be able to do it is by turning the book. And I've had some comments that you guys don't like when I do that, so I try really hard not to do that. All right, I'm also going to bring this light umber, I think, up into this wheel part here. Again, I'm barely touching the paper, just trying to get a little color down. That way, if I don't like the way it looks or it needs a little more contrast, I can adjust my color selection to accommodate that. All right, and I know I want to use similar colors as I did in the rest of the picture on the little spindles here, so I think I'm going to use this as the base color as well, and I'm just going to color over the entire thing for the sake of this video. I'm not going to, you know, work my way on one paddle. I'm just going to color the entire thing, the base color here, and then I'll build the colors up from there. Put the darker colors and such where I want them. And I just realized when I did that I didn't account for the lightest color, so I may have to switch this up a little bit. And if you go super light and you make a mistake, you can fix it. So before I do this, let me actually throw some cream down. I'm just going to do in the biggest part That one's going to be a little dark. I might have to actually lighten that up a little bit. This is very mandala-like, so I'm not super concerned with where I put all of my lighting. So basically I'm putting this everywhere I didn't put the cream. But if you go into the cream a little bit, it's not a big deal. Again, I don't have a super heavy coat of this on right now. I'm just trying to get color on paper. And this should give you a good idea on what base layers are, because right here you can see I did the light umber base layer. That's when I burnish it and do it very dark, and this is just a basic light layer. So there's a huge difference between this color here and that there, because I put a lot more pressure down on my hand here. All right, now I'm going to use some dark brown, and I'm going to start out from the spokes here where there's a lot of lines, so I'm assuming that she wanted that shadowed. And I'm going to come here where the oar is kind of curving, and I'll put this darker color there too. And then over here at the curve as well. And because it's mandala-ish to me, what I do on one spoke, I'm trying to do on them all. All right, now I'm going to come back in with my light umber, and I'm going to put a second layer. I'm going to go a little darker, but not as dark as this layer here. And again, I'm coming into that cream a little bit because that'll lighten up this color as well. And I don't think I want that cream to be as harsh there, so I'm going to go over it very lightly. I barely touched over top of that to help it blend a little bit. All right, now I'm going to come in with my dark brown, and I'm just going to kind of blend this line a little bit, or try to blend this dark line a little bit. And I'm also going to do that on the bottom. So I'm coloring pretty heavy-handed right at the line, and as I'm coming up, I'm lightening up my pencil to kind of have it a gradient going into that light umber. And I'm going to come in with my light umber one more time, and just, again, really lightly. I'm not doing a super heavy coat on this. Just blending that in a little bit. I'm going to come back in with my dark brown here. I'm thinking there's going to be some shadows in this area, so I'm going to come and put a little bit of shadow. Under the oars. All right, I'm going to help this pop a little bit more. I'm going to use some black here, and I'm going to go right over the shadow areas next to the paddles here. I'm barely touching the paper, just trying to help them pop just a little bit more. I'm not trying to fully cover the sepia that I put. And I usually wouldn't put shadows down both sides of the oars here, but that's the way it already looked like they had it on here. And since it's, again, mandala-ish, what I do on one, I have to do on all. You don't have to do it on all, but I'm trying to keep it as symmetrical as possible. All right, and now I'm going to come here on this lower spoke, this stuff in the very back, and I'm going to add some darker areas back there. And probably right where it's touching, just add a little bit there too. I know we did the sepia back there. I'm just kind of darkening that sepia up just a little bit. I think I'm going to use some sepia, and I'm going to just darken up where these paddles are coming out. And I didn't do this inner part of the wheel yet because I'm not quite sure how I want to do that yet. I might even save that for the last part of this picture. I think I might want to try to bring in some of the colors I use on the outer side of the picture into that middle area there. I haven't fully decided yet. I still feel like this area here needs to be a little darker, so I'm darkening that up. I may even need to take some black into that area and enhance those shadows a little bit. I think I'm going to do that. All right, I think I'm going to stop this video here for tonight, and we'll pick up in the next video. If you like what you see, make sure you hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you're told each and every time I post a new video. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, color happy, and remember, shh, it's our little secret.